As you can see in that image, the day is kind of hanging in the balance. It was thundering rain all last night. It was almost impossible to sleep because of the sound of the rain crashing against the rooftop of this hotel. And I was just about to hop on the scooter and head out for a bit of a ramble around this town of Sam Ngao. And of course, it started to rain again. But the place I want to go is actually related strongly to the rain and the Ping River. So I think I'm going to go anyway, and we'll see what happens. Okay, the rain backed off a little bit, so I'm free to ride around. I'm not worried about me getting wet. I would be more than happy to ride around in the rain, but I'm more worried about microphones and GoPros if I don't have them fully waterproofed. It's definitely going to rain on me while I'm out today, but maybe I can zoom from spot to spot during the dry periods. Uh-oh, it started to rain again. I have to put away the camera. A quick stop on the bridge over the Ping River just to set up my story of where I'm going. I won't tell the story. I actually have it on my phone, an article from the Thailand tourism website, Amazing Thailand. And when I get to this attraction, I'll read the story. I find it quite interesting. It's the story, according to the article, of two hermits, the founding of a city, a queen taking a boat trip upriver, up the Ping River or down the Ping River. I'm not quite sure what direction she was going in, and a thunderstorm, a major thunderstorm. And that basically fits the mood here because we had such a major thunderstorm last night. So it's quite appropriate where I'm going. I've arrived at Sam Ngao. It's just 1 or 2 kilometers from the bridge leading to the town of Sam Ngao. And the main attraction is up there on the cliffside above me. Though, as I mentioned, the main attraction for me is the story that comes with it. You can see has a bit of a roadside stop. Someone very happy to see a tourist. And there is a large temple complex across the road that's been built in connection with this site. And the dark rain clouds over the temple set the right mood for this story. We've got a truck coming along the road. Loudspeakers, very common sight in, or I should say very common sound in Thailand. They're advertising something or talking about a political candidate. You never quite know. It looks like that is some sort of a public announcement for COVID-19 and public health measures. A friend of mine actually sent me a link this morning to kind of a new website for foreigners in Thailand to be able to register to get vaccinated eventually. I didn't really understand what it was all about. It seemed more like it was just gathering information about the number of foreigners in Thailand who might be interested in a vaccine, as opposed to like actually registering for an appointment. But the form was very easy to fill out, so I filled it out along with my email address and phone number, and we'll see if anything comes of that. And finally, the story I've been promising you. As I said, this is from the amazing Thailand website. The myth of Pa Sam Ngao tells the story of two hermits, Vasuthep and Sukatunta. After they had finished building Harapunchai, modern-day Lumphun, they assigned ambassadors to invite Chamadevi, the daughter of King Noparat of Lavo, to rule Haripunchai. When the king allowed her to do so, Chamadevi, along with her servants, went on a journey upstream via the Ping River. When they reached the area, which is Pa Sam Ngao nowadays, a portent suddenly happened to them. A storm blew heavily, stopping the boats from continuing towards the water. Chamadevi then prayed that if she was worth the throne of Haripunchai, let all the unfortunate events disappear. At the end of her prayer, a loud thunder struck, and the storm gradually calmed. When the sun returned after the storm, 3 shadowy figures of Buddha appeared on the cliff. Very pleased to see such a miracle, Chamadevi ordered her people to build 3 Buddha images after what she had seen from the vision on this cliff, and celebrate for 3 nights before the group continued their journey to Haripunchai. That was a lot of names that I'm not familiar with, and I'm sure you're not familiar with. But the basic idea is that the daughter of a king was invited to become the queen of a new city that had been built. And she went on a journey up the Ping River with her retinue. And when she got to this point, a storm showed up, and she prayed for a sign that the storm would abate, and a sign that she should accept the queendom of this new town, that she would be worthy to be the queen of this new place. And after she prayed, she saw 3 shadowy images of the Buddha on the cliff behind me, and she told her retinue, her followers, to place 3 Buddha images where she saw the shadows. And that's what this place is all about. I find I can relate to Queen Chamadevi, because she had to deal with a major thunderstorm, and I had to deal with a major thunderstorm last night, and even this little bit of rain today is making life a lot more complicated than it needs to be. But let's take a walk up these stairs and take a look at these 3 famous Buddha images. Climbing up these stairs, the thing that occurs to me is back when this story took place, there obviously were no stairs. So how did they carve out these holes on the cliff face? As you can see, it's basically not only straight up and down, it's actually overhanging right now. To be honest, that looks a little bit dangerous now that I look up there. Wow, any number of those rocks could suddenly break free. Never thought about that until I was standing right here. But how in the world did they manage to do this back when this story was supposed to have taken place? Even rock climbers wouldn't dare climbing up sort of a loose rock face like this. Maybe they went to the top and hung down by ropes. I'm not sure. Three Buddha images. Slightly larger one in the middle, and then 2 smaller ones, one on each side. It's interesting that they have a type of a fortune-telling setup here where you shake out some of these sticks, and based on the numbers of the sticks that fall out, you would then pick one of your fortunes from this box over here. I haven't seen that very often in my time in Mesot. I'm still here at Sam Ngao. Still raining. I've been waiting about an hour, but the rain hasn't abated at all. It's not raining heavily, but if you're riding a scooter, holding a camera, this weather is not the weather for you. But while I've been here, I've been sort of witnessing a few other traditions connected with this shrine, with this holy site. One is that as people drive by, they honk their horns. And I've seen that in other places, but I kind of forgot about that tradition, but it's quite popular here. And when a large truck goes by and they hit that air horn, it's like startled me every time I've been sitting here. So it's an interesting tradition for honoring the Buddha, to make some noise. And here, off on the side, there was a building with these large, round, I believe, stone or granite balls. And I don't know anything about this, but I've noticed that there are patches of gold foil attached to the outside of the ball. And there's a tray here full of these Ziploc bags. And inside each bag are these pieces of paper that are folded over, and inside each piece of paper, if I can open it, is, yeah, right there you can see a little piece of gold foil. Whether it's real gold or not, that I couldn't tell you. But I guess you make a donation here in the box, which I've already done, and then you can place your gold foil onto the stone. Like that. The other place that I wanted to go to this morning is actually a granite manufacturing place. It seems that this area is known for its high quality granite, and there are a couple of places here where they carve the granite into elephants and other shapes and sizes, different statues that you can buy made out of a very high quality kind of granite. And I thought I'd go for a ride through the countryside to this area where they get the granite and then shape it. So we'll see whether I make it there if the rain ever stops coming down. The rain has largely stopped, as you can see. Funny thing is, when you're sitting underneath trees, it still feels like the rain is coming down, but it's actually rain just dripping off the leaves for a long time. So I saw a bunch of sprinkling in that puddle, and you think it's still raining. But then when you come out here into the open, you can see that there's no rain falling in the puddles anymore. So I guess I'm going to get back on the scooter, take a chance that the rain has gone away for a little while. And I hope it gives me enough time to ride to this granite area that I was talking about. There's one last look at Sam Ngao, Sam Ngao, and my scooter waiting patiently for me, guarded by this friendly monkey. There's another look at the Ping River. The Ping River is quite a major river system, by the way, maybe 500 or 600 kilometers long, and it's one of the two main tributaries of the Chao Phraya River. And I think if you go upriver in the direction that we're looking for, a couple 100 kilometers, it actually goes all the way up to Chiang Mai and then beyond Chiang Mai. So this river is no joke. It would be quite interesting to explore the whole length of the river. We are back into rice farming country, and I came across some interesting operations along the road here. I was driving along and I came across this big branch going across the road. I thought it fell out of a tree, but it turned out it was just sort of put there by the farmers as a warning that there was something on the road ahead. And what I found was one of these pipes pumping water out of one field and then going across the road and perhaps sending the water into the fields on the other side. I've passed about 10 of these pumping operations so far, and there's the pump behind me there. You can see the tractor is being used. The engine on the tractor is running a pulley to drive the pumping mechanism. So that little tractor there has a whole bunch of different uses. But, yeah, like I said, there's the water being pumped across from fields that have a lot of water over to fields that don't have enough. A quick check-in on my ride. I've reached a point where there is supposed to be a bridge across the river. My view is obscured by some trees ahead of me, but at the moment I see a lot of bridge construction. I'm not entirely sure there's actually a bridge there. We're gonna find out in a minute. So there's the river down there. This isn't the Ping River. This is a tributary of the Ping River. And there seems to be some bridge construction. So maybe the original bridge was washed out. I'm gonna find out in just a minute. Okay, let's go see if there's a bridge. Oh, there is. Ah, look at that. Awesome. So there is a small wooden bridge over there, or maybe it's got steel girders underneath and a wooden platform, not sure. I guess they're making a larger bridge, but or trying to repair a bridge that washed away. I don't know what's going on here. This is where yeah, right here is where the bridge is supposed to be. This is where the bridge is now. I think there are a number of granite places along this highway, but this is the first one that I came across, so I thought I'd pull inside and take a look around. Yeah, look at that. Granite elephants. Those are beautiful actually, and they're huge. Much larger than I expected. I just wanted to give an indication of just how big these elephants are. So I'm going to walk up a bit closer. Very cool. This one, the trunk is almost my height, about 6 feet. And then this one right here, that is I can't even imagine how much one of these weighs. I can't even guess at the weight of one of these smaller ones, but a big one like that, incredible. It's beautiful stone as well. I'll grab the camera and bring it closer. Yeah, believe it or not, this is one of the medium-sized elephants. And I guess this would be a smaller size. And here are the biggest ones that I see right now. And they have a couple of the guardian lions that you generally find outside of temple gates. Amazing. Look, each one of these is a giant block of granite covered up by an awning, and each one is being worked on individually. And obviously they need giant cranes like that in order to carry them around. Nobody is working today, it looks like. But yeah, I'm going to get a bit closer to see the process there. I actually have no idea how this kind of work is done. Is it done largely by hand or with power tools? I imagine the first stage is done by power tools, and then they move on to doing things by hand for the final carving, and no idea, none at all. Let's go take a closer look. So down here, yeah, there's a couple of power tools, of course, with saw blades on them. And I guess with those they do the bulk cutting to get the right shape. I'm guessing maybe that they're just on a lunch break, because if it was a day off, they wouldn't leave their tools out here like this, I don't think. Oh. Up here, yeah, some safety glasses and a drink with some fresh ice in it. So yeah, there was somebody here just a few minutes ago. They must all be on a lunch break. Huh. Nothing but questions. As I look at these, like, I have to wonder how many people would be working on one object like this. I mean, there's several tools in operation right now. So it's almost like there must be an entire team working on this one, and then another team over there. And then I imagine when they cut off one of these large pieces, they can take those large pieces and then take them and shape them into smaller items as well, right? Depending on the quality of the granite. And of course, you have to wonder about the prices of all this. How much does something like one of those elephants cost? Whoa, look at the size of this one. I wonder how long have they been sitting here being worked on? Like, how long does it take to make an elephant? That would be a very interesting question to answer. Because I was just thinking that this rock, this boulder, this granite block had to have been moved here by that crane. And yet, if you look down at the tracks of the crane, it doesn't seem like it's used very often. So you get the feeling that this block was moved here by that crane quite a long time ago. I wonder how long it takes to complete one of these projects. And I wonder if they do them by custom order. Do they have clients that tell them what they want, and then they give them a price, and then find the right piece of granite, find the right artist, and set to work? Look at that. It's like it kind of reminds me of automotive junkyards where you got a big pile of old cars and then you can go rummaging around all the old cars looking for the parts you need. And this is their granite yard. And whenever they have an idea for something to make, they can go through here and find the right piece of granite, the right shape, the right quality of stone for whatever it is they want to work on. Oh. Wow. Look at the size of that blade. Huh. Forget about the blade. Look at the size of the electric motor driving it. In a way, I'm kind of lucky that they're shut down for lunch. The noise these would make must be overwhelming when they're operational. Wow. That blade has to be 5 or 6 feet across. Look at the teeth on it, cutting through solid granite. Amazing. And I would be impressed if there was just one of these sitting here. But check this out, there's a assembly line of them. Got this one, how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4 at least that I can see. Any more on the other side? Okay, just the 4 of them here. And get another look at these teeth. Oh, they are sharp. They're sharp against my finger. A couple broke off here. 1/2 inch thick, something like that. And then down there, a whole bunch more. Heavy machinery for smoothing. And they have a lot of heavy-duty winches and beams across the top there. Oh, it looks like this whole unit is on wheels, and then they can move it back and forth along that track. Wow, the entire length of this building all the way to the end. Work on the stone in different areas, and then bring it all the way back again along this railing, all the way to the front. This is very cool. Apparently, cutting through granite isn't easy, and you go through a lot of blades to do it. They've got quite a selection of them here that they can swap out. And of course, you have to wonder, how do you get a round granite ball like this out of a square piece of granite? It's probably what some of those machines down there do. I've joked and observed in the past that wherever I go in Thailand, I always seem to find businesses and stores and hotels and restaurants just empty. There's never anyone around. And this place is no exception. Just one guy just went by on a scooter, but he's the only person I've seen here. Just from this side, I can see this piece of granite is on like a railroad car. And then they have an electric motor with cables attached to slowly winch it back and forth along the track. And then the blade will cut through it. Here's a granite block that they've finished cutting it into slabs. Each one the exact same width, very precisely done. Man, seems like almost medieval in tone, you know, this equipment. Just looks like a brutal process. There's so much power required. Look at that. Huh. Look at this series of pulleys and to drive that. The one thing I'm noticing though is like on this one, a lot of cobwebs in there. So this clearly hasn't been operational for a long time. You know, this makes me think that maybe whoever was working here is not on a lunch break. They've been on a break for quite a long time. Another one of these massive machines with multiple cutting blades. There's a nice view of the granite yard. I'm sort of looking around for that sign you always have in industrial sites that says X number of days since the last injury or accident, because operating this kind of machinery with blocks of stone this large and heavy just seems like accidents would be at every corner if you're not careful. Slightest wrong move and one of these blocks of granite would end up crushing a limb. More of these giant saws, so there's 3 more of them back there. They look, like I said, almost like medieval robots, medieval robotics. There's one other type of machine, this thing here. I've seen a number of these. I can't even guess at what they do or used to do. This one looks like it hasn't been operational for a long time either. Well, I think that is it for my self-guided tour of the Granite Processing Center. Very interesting place. Just notice that one of these machines has F. Lee Zambon from Schio, Italia written on it. So this machine was built in Italy. And of course that doesn't surprise me. Oh, that one also says built in Italy. Because I think of Italy as a place where they would do a lot of granite carving in stone. So maybe that's where a lot of this machinery was designed and built. So here, amongst these workstations for all this granite carving, I think I'll call an end to my small adventures of the morning. These are the 2 places I wanted to check out in Sam Ngao while I was here, the special shrine built into the cliff, and I knew this area was well known for granite processing, so I wanted to come out here and take a look at it. So And the rain has stopped, which is kind of nice. And with that, I'll say goodbye and see you in the next video.